This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV20.
We got the boys on the floor warming up. We've got another big ball game coming up. The first time these two teams met at Admiral King. They also were in a tournament together but never faced each other. What can we look forward to tonight?
I think the key tonight, Ron, is I know the Admirals are going to fall back and pack a zone in against Southview, a little matchup zone. Southview had problems with it in the second game. If Southview can solve that, I think that's the key to the game. Both teams very evenly matched, very talented ball clubs.
Okay, and we'll be back with the starting lineup and the opening tip-off of our second game tonight right after these important messages.
Yeah, once when I was in third grade, I went to an air show.
Yeah, I know. Nothing cool ever happens around here.
Wow, the power team's coming. Awesome. Yeah! Yeah, the power team.
They're busy. My recommendation right now is to move out of the managed funds and move into the index funds. George, are you there?
John Jacobs and the Power Team, the world's greatest exhibition of power, speed, strength, inspiration, and motivation.
God is for you.
Your family will never be the same again.
Anything in your past holds you back from your future.
The Lorain Palace Civic Center, offering Lorain County's largest screen with movies just $1.50. You can bring the entire family without breaking the bank. In addition, the Palace Civic Center will feature the following shows in the new year. Comedian Stephen Wright will appear on Tuesday, January 22nd. The National Acrobats of China come Tuesday, February 12th. And for you Beatle fans, look out. Beatlemania comes to the Palace on Saturday, March 2nd. Then the boss man, R. Sinatra, a big band musical celebration, Sunday, March 10th. If you want laughs, it's Phyllis Diller on Sunday, April 7th. And for real nostalgia, Frankie Avalon comes to the Palace Civic Center on Sunday, April 21st. For more information or to purchase tickets, contact the Lorain Palace Civic Center, 617 Broadway in downtown Lorain. The phone number is 245-2323.
Joe, can you hear me okay?
Well, as you can see, there is a lot of enthusiasm here at Lorain Southview High School. And yes, it is difficult, Bob, for us to even hear each other, let alone our producer, director, and cameraman, Joe Bach, to be able to hear us. Anyway, we're going to get things settled down. I'm sure the outstanding pep band from Lorain Southview High School, who perform between games, performing our national anthem as well. They'll be quiet during the game, but the fans certainly will not. Ryan Simmons at the jump center for the Lorain Admiral King Admirals. And for Southview, it is Marcus Todd. Number 40, Marcus Todd, a 6'5" senior. Ryan Simmons for the Admirals, a 6'5" senior. And the tip belongs to the Saints, as Kevin Boyd, number 44, comes down with it, a 6'2" junior. Also in the lineup for the Saints, Leonard Smith, number 52, a 6'5" junior. Marquell Miller is number 24, a 6-foot sophomore. And number 12 is Sean Nixon, a 5'10" junior. Here's the first shot of the ball game, off the rim, put up by Todd. Rebound put up, no good. Loose ball fought for, and finally, and taken away, and in, Sean Nixon. Starting five for the Admirals, Michael Sanchez, number 12, a 5'8" senior. Ryan Simmons, we talked about. A long shot put up by Bryant Bond, no good. Bond, number 24, a 6'2" senior. Also in the lineup for the Admirals, number 41, Lavelle Morris, a 6'2 junior, and number 42, Hayes Massey, a 6'3 senior.
Ron, just to start, both teams coming out playing very hard, just like in the girls' game. Saints were really all over the offensive glass on that last miss.
Brian Bond to Sanchez. Underneath the basket to Simmons. And a charging foul.
Well, that's what the Admirals like to do. They like to go high-low and get the ball to Ryan Simmons down there on the baseline. They got him for, dipping the shoulder for the shot.
First personal foul against Brian Simmons, first team foul.
Both teams start off by packing a zone in. They're going to try to force you to shoot it from the outside. They want to take away the inside game.
Leonard Smith looking to pass, gets it over to Boyd. Out now to Marquel Miller. Miller to Nixon. As the Saints deliberately setting up a play here. And an errant pass, but it's picked up in the backcourt. It's going to be over and back.
That'll be over and back. I know the Admirals had good success with that little 3-2 matchup zone, and they pack it in there pretty tight, and it gave Southview some problems in the second game of in the tournament over at Elyria, and they've gone back to that same strategy.
Southview with the early lead, 2-0 on a takeaway and a put up by Sean Nixon. There's a three-pointer off the rim put up by Hayes Massey, no good. And the ball going out of bounds, knocked out by the Admirals. The Saints will keep it.
I think, again, one of the keys for Southview is to really get on the boards. I believe they can have a very good rebounding night. I mean, with Leonard Smith in there at 6'6", and Todd, who I've always loved, they're very good on the boards, very athletic. And obviously for the Admirals, one of the keys is the rebound with Southview.
Sean Nixon with the three-point shot, no good. And the rebound, Lavelle Morris. Lavelle Morris, the best field goal shooter for the percentage for the Admirals. And there's two.
Mike Sanchez with a pull-up jumper off the dribble.
All right. Tie ball game, 5:21 remaining in the first quarter, 2-2. Three-point shot by Marquel Miller.
Only a sophomore.
And an outstanding receiver on the Saints football team.
Oh, the Saints are really in good shape. They're going to get
foul is
Nixon.
going to be called on Sean Nixon, his first, and the team's first.
Because they've got really two nice guards with Miller and Nixon, and they're both going to be back next year, as will Leonard Smith.
A takeaway going out of bounds, though. Last touch by Southview's Marquel Miller. Ball will belong to the Admirals. We were talking about Lavelle Morris. His field goal percentage is 69.7%.
Lavelle's a player I really like. He's about 6'1". He gives away 4 or 5 inches to everybody he plays against, but he's still able to be in there and to get in there and be effective.
Foul was on Leonard Smith, his first, the team's second. Hayes Massey, no good. Rebound, Lavelle Morris had it stripped away. Morris gets it back. Out to Massey. Massey jumps, no good. Sanchez on the rebound. Now Brian Bond stops, shoots, in and out. Lavelle Morris on the rebound, couldn't get it to drop.
Well, that's just
loose
what I'm
ball
talking
grabbed
about.
by Nixon and a foul.
That's just what I was talking about, Ron. Lavelle Morris, again, giving away 4 or 5 inches and was still able in that last possession to get 2 offensive rebounds.
Foul called on Hayes Massey. That's his first. and the team's second.
Both teams here tonight are saying we are not going to allow you to get the ball inside. You are going to have to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
The Admirals coached by John Rossitano, the Saints coached by Al McConaughey. Pass in the lane, turnaround, no good on the shot by Marcus Todd. Admirals on the rebound into their forecourt. Sanchez to Simmons, Simmons in the lane, off the backboard, no good. Comes up with the rebound, that is Robert Walton now in the ball game. And a whistle.
They're going to get number 44, Kevin Boyd. Boy, that was ferocious. Both teams attacking the glass in there.
That's the first personal foul on Kevin Boyd, the team's third. Robert Walton, number 52, now in the lineup for the Admirals, a 6'7" junior. Into Ryan Simmons, tried to get it up, and he's called for traveling.
Well, I can see the Al McConaughey and his coaching staff, did their homework for this game. They are definitely defensing Ryan Simmons down there in what's called the dead spot, flat along the baseline. Every time it goes down there, they go down and double team it. And with success, Ryan is, there's been 2 turnovers as a result of those double teams.
One a charging foul and that traveling. In the lineup now for the Admirals, number 32, Tramel Suggs, a 5'9" sophomore. There's the shot by Todd. Good, 2. 7-2 Southview with a 5-point advantage. Brian Bond on a 3-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound, Leonard Smith.
Saints saying we'll let you have that shot. You've got to show us you can hit it before we're going to come out and defend you. Otherwise, we're packing it in.
Marquell Miller on the dribble. Turnaround jumper by Sean Nixon, no good. Rebound fought for, Rob Walton comes down with it. Suggs passing into the forecourt to Hayes Massey. Pops it off to Walton, no good on the shot. Loose ball, and still loose. Finally, Ryan Simmons gets it away. Suggs comes up with it. Over to Brian Bond. Underneath the basket to Ryan Simmons.
Brian Bond did a nice job of spotting Ryan Simmons open inside. Fired a bullet, nice pass. Ryan's blocked. That doesn't happen very often. Ryan and Todd are very similar players. They're accustomed to jumping over the defense.
Number 34, Montel Curry, now in the lineup for the Admirals. 6-foot junior, and a foul.
Ron, this game's getting off to a very similar start. The last Admirals game we did against Elyria the other night, they had very similar problems. They got the ball inside and got it around the rim. You just couldn't get it to drop. We're seeing that same pattern here tonight.
Foul is on Montel Curry, his first, the team's third.
Interesting zone offense here. Southview puts a man in the corner as the passer, and then the other 4 players on the floor.
Marquell Miller with the shot, and it drops for 3. The sophomore with his second 3-pointer.
The other 4 players make hard cuts through the defense.
Our score 10-2, Southview leading by 8. In the lineup for Southview now, number 42, a 6'5" senior, Ronaldo Collins.
Southview changing defenses, going to a 1-3-1 zone, which King responds by putting the 2 big
Massey,
guys.
Good, 2.
2 big guys on the blocks.
10-4. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And a shot by Boyd, in and out, no good. That's Marcus Todd.
I believe that was Leonard Smith. There was a lot of arms up there, Ron. I think it was Leonard Smith.
Leonard Smith will give him to 2. 12-4. 8-point advantage by the Saints. Hayes Massey from three-point range can't hit it. Here comes Sean Nixon right down the lane to the basket. 2.
Sean took it coast to coast there. 10-point lead for the Saints. Admirals cannot allow any more separation than this. I believe the Admirals holding the ball, Ron, for the last shot with 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
We're under 20 now.
We've got 10.
If you're
got to
just
get it
joining
moving.
Hayes Massey stops, shoots, no good. He cannot find the range in this ball game. Sean Nixon tried to get the last shot away. It was stripped, and that's the end of the first quarter. The Southview Saints with that 10-point advantage, 14-4. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this timeout. Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured. Second quarter action underway. Possession arrow belonging to the Admirals. Sanchez with the ball to Bryant Bond. Bond trying to get it into Lavelle Morris, and a reaching foul against the Saints.
Again, a great start for the Saints, 14-4. Admiral shooting woes at the start of ball games continues. They were 1 for 11 in their last ball game. Similar to that in this one, only scoring 4 in the first quarter.
Foul called on Marcus Todd, his first, the team's 4th.
Montel Curry in the game for the Admirals now.
Sanchez fakes the three-pointer, gets it to Curry. Curry drops it for 2. 14-6. And a takeaway by Lavelle Morris. Pass down the floor to Bryant Bond, and he's going to be called for traveling.
Wow.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
I saw the situation, but I did not see the travel.
I didn't either, Ron. I agree with you. He tripped and he dragged his foot, but he didn't travel in my eyes. Admirals feeling here down by 8 and not scoring in their half-court offense. They're picking up full court now. They're going to try to press. Saints a difficult team to press, though. I've seen the Admirals press the Saints earlier in the year, and the Saints handle it very, very well.
Ronaldo Collins on the dribble, stops in the circle, puts the ball up, and it bounces right off the backboard. Ronaldo Collins with his first 2 points. Back to a 10-point advantage.
Great shot fake and a duck under.
Sanchez with a three-pointer, no good. Rebound grab by Collins. Marcus Todd, no good. Air ball, loose. Grabbed by Marquel Miller. He tries a three-pointer off the front of the rim. Ryan Simmons on the rebound. Underneath the basket, Ryan Simmons with 2.
Well, that time Ryan beat the double team. He jumped and scored in traffic.
Ronaldo Collins, three-point range, no good. Montel Curry with the rebound, and a foul called against the Saints.
I think one of the things the Saints have to watch out for now is, the start of the game has gone very well. They have to be careful in their shot selection. They got the 10-point lead by taking good shots. Last couple times down, I think they kind of, rushed shots from the perimeter. People were taking shots that really weren't theirs. You have to be a little bit more patient.
Foul is on Marquel Miller, his first, the team's 5th. The Admirals with a three team fouls. Sanchez in the circle, passes out to Curry. Curry underneath the basket to Simmons, tried to go up with it, and he is fouled by the Saints' Robert Boyd. Boyd's first personal foul, and the team's 5th. Make it 6th. Ryan Simmons will go to the line to shoot 2 since he was fouled in the act of shooting, and any further fouls not made while shooting will put the Admirals at the line for the 1-and-1. They trail by 8 points, 16, well, make it 7 points. The score is now 16-9.
Well, for the Admirals, if you're an Admirals fan, good to see Ryan make that foul shot. He's really been struggling for the line. In fact, the entire Admirals team has been struggling, only shooting about 50% for the year.
Missing on the second, Montel Curry with the rebound. Bryant Bond passes off to Jason Brown now in the lineup. Back to Curry, off the rim. Rebound by Marcus Todd. In the lineup, Jason Brown for the Admirals, number 40, a 6'2 senior. Marquel Miller, good 3. That is his 3rd three-pointer.
Wow.
He's got 9 points in the ball game.
Again, we're up to that 10. Oh, good look by Sanchez.
Ryan Simmons on the dunk.
Well, good no-look pass there by Mike Sanchez to Ryan for the big dunk.
19-11. The Admirals trailing by 8.
Admirals playing man-to-man now. They feel they've got to pick up the defensive intensity.
And a shot made by Marcus Todd.
Well, that's why I like Todd. He posts up real strong, and when he gets it down there in the box, nobody's going to stop him. He jumps over the defense.
Brian Bond going to the basket. He's fouled. And the foul is on Robert Boyd. That is his 2nd. Adelphia proudly serving the Lorain area for over 20 years. Adelphia is your link for everything. Cable television along with fine digital cable TV and long-distance telephone service, not to mention your link to the internet. That's Adelphia. Brian Bond missing the first foul shot. The ball going in and out.
And again, shooting from the line has been a real problem, with the exception of Hayes Massey, who's up over 75%. The rest of the ball club's really struggling.
Bond making the 2nd for his first point in the ball game.
Good boys teams would like to get that number above 65%.
21-12 our score, Saints leading.
Oh, Sean Nixon.
Sean Nixon couldn't get it to drop, but man, did he maintain that dribble. Long pass to Suggs. Suggs across court to the near side to Massey. Massey to Bond. Brian Bond on the dribble. Gets it off to Suggs. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, again, the Saints are saying with their defense, they're packing that 1-3-1, and they're saying you're going to have to shoot it from the perimeter before we get out there and guard you. And in the process, they're taking away everything inside for the Admirals.
Brian Bond moves in the circle in the lane. Up, no good. Jason Brown on the rebound, puts it up, and he's fouled. Jason Brown will go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul is on Ronaldo Collins. That's his first. Jason Brown missing on the first shot. (21-12). Lorain Southview leading by 9 with 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Jason Brown makes the second foul shot. His first point of the night. Lavelle Moore's back in the lineup, giving Ryan Simmons a break.
You know, again, the Admirals picking up full court, which is a little bit uncharacteristic for them. They feel they have got to score off of some defensive pressure here. But again, the Saints are a very difficult team to press because of Markel Miller and Sean Nixon, and their big guys can handle a basketball.
Sean Nixon moves into the circle, passes it off. Underneath the basket, leaving and driving the baseline is Marcus Todd. And a three-pointer by Sean Nixon.
Sean, of course, the second leading scorer on the Saints ball club, behind Todd.
24-13, an 11-point lead by the Saints. Hayes Massey to the basket, won't drop in, rebound fought for, and we'll give that one to Rob Walton.
Rob Walton with a big stick back here because we're getting to that 10-point separation. The Admirals, again, can't allow it to get any further than that.
Right now, 9-point advantage for the Saints, 24-15, and the ball out of bounds.
Well, through the hands of Leonard Taylor, and that's really, or Leonard Smith rather, one of the few turnovers we've had in this game. Both teams taking a pretty good, doing a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball when you consider the intensity of the game.
Pernell Suggs on the dribble, passes to the far side of the court to Brian Bond. Morris back to Bond. To Suggs. Suggs with a three-pointer. Couldn't get it to drop. It goes out of bounds. And it's going to belong to the Saints.
That's the shot that the Admirals have to hit against that zone, and they haven't been able to. And until they do, Southview will do the smart thing, keep packing it back in there, which takes away the inside game to Ryan Simmons.
Ronaldo Collins passes in the lane to Marquel Miller, and a foul is going to be called against Pernell Suggs.
Well, that's pretty good pass and cut execution there. Marquel Miller didn't fight pressure on the perimeter. He did the right thing and he back cut. Good pass, foul.
That is the first personal against Suggs and the team's fourth. Marquel Miller going to the line. He'll shoot two. Hitting the front of the rim, 24-15. Ryan Simmons back in the lineup, replacing Rob Walton for the Admirals. 2 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play.
Markel just averaging, shooting 46% from the line this year, but he is averaging 10 points a game.
Marquel Miller misses on the second. Brian Bond with the rebound. Suggs to Curry. Curry with a three-pointer, no good. Miller on the rebound. Nixon passing into the forecourt, underneath the basket, and 2 points for Marcus Todd.
Well, good job of running the floor by Marcus Todd. Real good job of looking up the floor by Sean Nixon.
26-15, 11-point advantage once again for the Saints. And a traveling call against Pernell Suggs. Coach Rossitano wants to talk about this one, so he calls a timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Sean Nixon in the backcourt on the dribble. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Clock continues to wind on down here in the second quarter. 26-15, 11-point advantage for the Southview Saints. Ronaldo Collins being guarded by Brian Bond, gets it to Nixon, to Marquel Miller.
Saints being pretty patient here, running a little pass and cut. No, but I really think the story of this game is the Admiral shooting woes continue. 15 points here with 1:16 left in the first half. Just isn't going to get it done. And it appears the Southview spreading the floor. They might be playing for the last shot here.
You know, the Admirals have been averaging 58.8 points per game. They've got 15, like you said, at this point. Ball stripped away from Nixon, but it goes to Marquel Miller. He jumps, couldn't get it to drop. On the rebound is Smith. No good. And there we go. Marcus Todd.
I mean, I just think he's a great player around the rim.
Marcus Todd now with 8 points.
Up to a 13-point separation.
Lavelle Morris to the basket, no good, and it's Smith on the rebound.
32 seconds. Definitely, I feel the Saints should play for one, and they are. And they've got to feel pretty good going into halftime with at least a 13-point lead at 28-15.
We were commenting about the Admirals with a 58.8 points per game average. They give up to their opponents 58.7. On the long shot by Marquel Miller, no good, but the stick back.
Collins.
Ronaldo Collins with 2. And that's the end of the first half of play. The Southview Saints doubling the score on the Admirals, 30-15. Back with the third quarter right after these important messages. Sun Novelty, your headquarters for party supplies and educational materials. Sun Novelty has a complete supply of all your party needs, as well as educational materials for the classroom and for the home. And don't forget to check out Sun's great selection of graduation announcements. That's Sun Novelty, 728 Broadway in Lorain. Call them at 244-9521.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the 226-year history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
The Lorain Palace Civic Center, offering Lorain County's largest screen with movies just $1.50. You can bring the entire family without breaking the bank. In addition, the Palace Civic Center will feature the following shows in the new year. Comedian Stephen Wright will appear on Tuesday, January 22nd. The National Acrobats of China come Tuesday, February 12th. And for you Beatle fans, look out. Beatlemania comes to the Palace on Saturday, March 2nd. Then the boss man, R. Sinatra, a big band musical celebration, Sunday, March 10th. If you want laughs, it's Phyllis Diller on Sunday, April 7th. And for real nostalgia, Frankie Avalon comes to the Palace Civic Center on Sunday, April 21st. For more information or to purchase tickets, contact the Lorain Palace Civic Center, 617 Broadway in downtown Lorain. The phone number is 245-2323. Second half action ready to get underway here at Lorain Southview High School. And Bob with a 15-point advantage coming into this third quarter. You think the Saints feel comfortable?
Yeah, I think they do. And if I was the Saints, I would not change a thing. I would probably look for some more pressure. The Admirals might pick you up full court, and you have to be alerted to that. But other than that, I wouldn't change any of my defensive strategy because until the Admirals showed me that they can shoot the ball from the perimeter, I'm not changing a thing.
Leonard Smith being guarded by Ryan Simmons, gets it to Marquel Miller. Now out to Kevin Boyd, back to Miller. Here come the Admirals to the basket and to Lavelle Morris.
All right, full court pressure with a man on the ball. Admirals are going to look to trap everything, and they get a turnover.
Hayes Massey shot no good. Ryan Simmons on the rebound, takes it to the basket, no good. And coming down with it for the Saints is Kevin Boyd, but he is fouled by Lavelle Morris. That's Morris's first personal foul, the team's first.
Well, look for Hayes Massey, who's now on the ball, to run over and trap the inbound passer.
Hayes Massey, 2.
Well, 15 has become 11. Full court pressure has resulted in two turnovers. Usually Southview very difficult to press.
30-19. Pass underneath the basket, turn around, and in for Marcus Todd.
I say it every time. He jumps over the defense, and that's exactly what Todd did on that play. Nice little jump hook. And again, Southview hasn't changed anything. They go right back into that 1-3-1 zone. They're packing it in there, and they're telling the Admirals, you got to shoot it from the perimeter.
At the baseline, turning around, no good on the shot by Lavelle Morris, but he was fouled.
Well, that's really what the Admirals like to do. They like to get it up high to Ryan Simmons or Lavelle Morris, and then the man who's low expects to get the basketball right back. It's high-low.
Marquell Miller called on the foul, his second personal, the team's first. Lavelle Morris at the line to shoot 2. Morris making the first.
Look for the Admirals to come with that full court pressure, diamond press on the made here.
Morris missing on the second, Smith on the rebound.
Well,
another 2 for Marcus Todd.
I just think he's about unstoppable when he gets it down there in the box. Again, gets the ball, posts up wide, jumps over the defense and scores.
Todd, the first ball player in double figures. He had 8 points back in the first half, 4 so far in this quarter. He's got 12. Look at that behind the back pass, and Marcus Todd just couldn't hang on.
All right, a little bit too much mustard again on the hot dog. But down at that other end, Ryan Simmons, when he gets the ball in the post there, he can't put it on the floor 3 or 4 times. It's one dribble to a score.
Underneath the basket, Lavelle Morris, 2 points. Lavelle Morris now with 5 points in the ball game, all coming in this third quarter.
Also, in Southview, I said I wouldn't change a thing. Well, they have changed. They've changed their half-court defense there. They're in man-to-man.
And a takeaway, but a whistle. They'll give the ball back to the Saints. 34-22.
For the Admirals to get back in this game, they have got to score off of this defensive set right here.
Long pass grab by Sean Nixon to Smith, and he goes up. He's fouled.
Well, Leonard Smith did the right thing. He saw Ryan Smith coming to contest the shot. He didn't alter his shot. Just kept going strong right to the rim, and he drew the foul.
And the foul is, I do believe, going to be called on
Ryan Simmons, I believe.
Simmons, yeah. That's his second personal foul, and the team's second. Leonard Smith makes the first. Smith with 2 points in the first half. He's now got 3. Missing on the second foul shot. Grabbing the loose ball, going up with it, and scoring 2, Kevin Boyd. And that's the first 2 points Kevin Boyd has scored in this ball game. 37-22, back to a 15-point advantage for the Saints. Ryan Smith gets the pass in the lane, puts in 2.
That was just excellent execution there. They got Lavelle Morris down there on the dead spot. He looked for Ryan Simmons coming down the lane, low-high.
Here comes Marquell Miller all by himself, hits the front of the rim. Simmons gets the rebound. Brian Bond in the lane, passes off to Lavelle Morris. Morris went to the basket. The errant pass going out of bounds.
Hey, Brian Bond, you got it near in the paint. Jump and score. The Admirals will have to score outside of their half-court offense in this game. They're going to have to get some transition baskets, and they're going to have to score off their defense. Southview, on the other hand, the key for them is to come down there and get good shots, not turn it over.
Now in the lineup for the Admirals, number 10, Drew Chapman.
Like that.
And a basket by Leonard Smith.
Great bounce pass feed there by Michael Miller.
Drew Chapman is a 6-foot senior, number 10 for the Admirals. 39-24, still a 15-point advantage for the Saints. And a foul is going to be called on Marquel Miller.
So you kind of felt at the start of the second half that the momentum might have been shifting a little bit in the direction of the Admirals, but the Saints, to their credit, have weathered that little storm there and have bumped it back out to 15 points, 39-24.
That's the third personal foul against Miller, the team's second. Oh, and a blocked shot by Leonard Smith.
Wow.
Ball goes back to Hayes Massey. He hit the rim. And a jump ball going to be called as Lavelle Morris and Marcus Todd.
Again, Lavelle is giving away 4 or 5 inches. He just has a knack for getting the basketball. He reads the ball well in the air. He knows if the shot's shot from the left, it's likely to come off on the right. He's just very timely in his anticipation.
Jason Brown back in the lineup for the Admirals. They had the possession arrow. They've got the ball. Suggs to Massey. Stops. Cross court to Chapman. Chapman in the lane to Simmons. Turns around. 2.
Well, nice job there jumping over the defense. Ryan Simmons really wants the ball inside. Given the fact the Admirals aren't shooting it all from the perimeter, that's where they've got to go.
Simmons with 5 points back in the first half. He's got 4 so
nice
far.
cut.
And there's to Ronaldo Collins. Simmons again, hits the rim, no good. And it's Collins coming down with the rebound.
The Admirals are going to get in this game. They're going to have to kick up their defensive intensity about 5 notches. Southview's having far too easy of a time passing the basketball in their offense right here. Need much better
Kevin
ball
Boyd
pressure.
on the shot, in and out. Hayes Massey, 3-pointer, good, all net. Hayes Massey now with 7 points. He only scored 2, and that was back in the first quarter.
Well,
He's got 5 here in the third quarter.
Hayes, the leading scorer for the Admirals, at right around 16 a game.
Sean Nixon couldn't get it in. Passes back out. Ronaldo Collins.
Oh.
Wow,
that
the
was
backboard and in.
Well, pretty nifty move there.
With a
using
little
the
bit of
glass.
acrobatics thrown
Absolutely.
in. 43-29. Southview with the 14-point advantage. Brown passing in to Simmons, and Simmons called for traveling. Two minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 43-29. Southview leading by 14. Long pass grabbed by Jason Brown for the Admirals. Here, whoa. Suggs tried to pass it off to Simmons. It didn't work, obviously.
Nothing there, Trammell, nothing there.
Kevin Boyd. Make that Marcus Todd.
Right,
Marcus Todd.
Turnovers at one end lead to baskets at the other.
Marcus Todd now with 14 points. Brian Bond with the 3-pointer. That one's good.
Well, that's what the Admirals are going to need, a lot more of that.
Brian Bond with just 1 foul shot back in the second quarter. This is his first field goal and a 3-pointer to boot. Kevin Boyd tried to take it to the basket, no good, and a foul.
Well, on the offensive end, really, the Admirals have 2 pretty good they're a little streaky, but three-point shooters at either wing and Bond and Massey, and you know, they're going to have to heat it up and score, and also, you know, get it inside to Ryan Simmons to get back in the game. And Southview's pretty much got to do what they're doing. They're attacking the basket, they're getting good shots, and they're not turning it over.
Foul was called on Jason Brown, his first and the team's third. Down to 1:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Long pass out to Ronaldo Collins. Collins on the dribble, stops short of the circle, moves into the lane, passes off to Todd, no good on the shot. Admirals on the rebound. Here comes Drew Chapman, stops. Over to Brian Bond, tried to get it in to someone. Lavelle Morris, possibly. Anyway, the Saints take it. And a foul, as Marcus Todd had the rebound on the missed shot by Sean Nixon. He'll go to the line to shoot two, and the foul is on Bryant Bond, his first, the team's third. Marcus Todd shooting two.
Well, again, offensive mistakes and turnovers lead to easy buckets at the other end in basketball. And Bryant, you know, looked to pass it in there, had a little bit too much on it. Turnover situation. Southview runs the floor very well. They're very opportunistic. Big guys run like Todd, and they convert a layup. Turnovers, missed threes, layups at the other end.
Marcus Todd now with 15 points, 7 field goals, and the one foul shot, a chance to make two. And he does. 47-32, back to a 15-point advantage for the Saints as we're under a minute in the third quarter. An attempt to pass into Rob Walton, stolen by Nixon, takes it to the basket, lays it up, no good, and it's Sanchez on the rebound.
Admirals dodged a bullet there. Another turnover situation to easy basket opportunity.
Lavelle Morris, his shot is blocked by Kevin Boyd. Loose ball and a foul.
Boy, guys really jumping on the floor for that loose ball, Ron.
Foul is called on Kevin Boyd, his second.
Mike Sanchez and Kevin Boyd, they really went after him.
Southview with just 3 team fouls, the Admirals with 4. We're down to 30 seconds.
All right, the Admirals playing for 1.
Under 10 seconds now. Hayes Massey, 3-point shot again. Couldn't get it to drop. And Sean Nixon, wow. Marcus Todd with 2 more as the third quarter comes to an end. 49-35, Southview's advantage by 14. Back with the fourth and final quarter right after this.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Fourth quarter underway. The Saints with the ball. Southview almost losing it.
Well, I can see they're a little bit more deliberate here. They realize they've got the clock.
And they've got a 14-point advantage.
Right.
Ronaldo Collins moves in the circle, turns around, jumps it up, and it won't drop. Loose ball, finally grabbed by Curry. Sanchez on the shot, no good. Rebound fought for, jump ball. And that will belong to the Admirals. Kevin Boyd and Ryan Simmons fighting over who's going to grab it. Hayes Massey, three-point shot, good!
Again, Hayes is a very streaky but can be very, very good three-point shooter.
He's got three, all coming here in this second half.
If he can heat it up here, the Admirals can jump right back in it. Good look.
Underneath the basket pass, good. Marcus Todd.
Well, that was created by Sean Nixon's penetrating, drove the ball, gutted the defense, and found Todd. He's very good at that.
Marcus Todd now with 20 points. 10 of those coming in the third quarter. Hayes Massey goes to the basket, puts it up, no good. Rebound fought for, it's out of bounds. It will belong to Southview. (51-38). Southview leading by 13.
Sean Nixon, Ron, we watched him last year as a point guard, as a sophomore, and I wasn't quite sure, but now I'm sure. He's really going to be a good player. He's a good player right now. He's averaging 12 a game, and he does a very good job of doing...
Pass intended for Robert Boyd, couldn't hang on. Here come the Admirals.
Does a very good job of finding open people.
Ryan Simmons on a two-point shot, good! Simmons now in double figures with 11 points. 51-40. Admirals trailing by 11. Off of Ronaldo Collins, ball going out of bounds. The Admirals will get it back. Ryan Simmons again on a two-point shot, all air, no good. Lavelle Morris on the rebound, but he stepped on the baseline. 5 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the ball game. Long pass.
So uncharacteristically, Southview, and again, usually they're great against full court pressure, is really struggling against this full court press that the Admirals are throwing up right now.
Lavelle Morris grabbed that pass from the baseline, but he came down out of bounds.
Again, Sean Nixon, smart play for a point guard. He backed it up, 4:57, up by 11. Don't force anything. You've got the clock.
Boyd goes to the basket. Boyd puts it up, no good, and it's Bryant Bond coming down with the rebound. Kevin Boyd. Bryant Bond on the shot. A little bit too hard off the backboard. Brian Bond tried to save his errant shot, but he stepped out of bounds.
Well, I see Hayes Massey standing out there, and again, he's shown that he can hit the three tonight. Well, I think the Admirals should do a better job of reversing the basketball to Hayes and letting him fire it up there.
"30-second timeout called by Southview. They lead 51-40. We'll be back right after this.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Marquel Miller putting the ball into play for the Saints, trying to find someone to pass to, and it's intercepted, taken away by Suggs to Massey and in for two.
Well, that's just what the Admirals are going to have to do to climb back in this game, score off of this defense.
And again, an errant ball picked up by Massey. 51-42, Southview by 9.
Full court pressure taking its toll for the Admirals here. And again, the Saints usually a very difficult team to press.
Suggs on the three-pointer, couldn't get it to drop. Marquel Miller on the rebound. Picked up by Marcus Todd.
You know, one of the things Todd does for a 6'5", for a big guy, is he really runs the floor well. And he ran the floor, beat the defense down that time again.
Marcus Todd now with 22 points. Bryant Bond passing off, and a foul.
You know, that last bucket by Marcus Todd was a very big basket. That was one of those, you know, momentum changers, momentum switchers. Just when you thought maybe the Admirals were going to climb back in the game, Todd comes down and he hits the big shot.
Foul is on Marquel Miller. Ronaldo Collins comes in the ball game, spelling Miller. Both these teams with 4 personal fouls. Hayes Massey no good on his shot, and it's Kevin Boyd, but it's stripped away. Bryant Bond. Over to Massey. Massey moves in the circle. And a foul is going to be called on Kevin Boyd. That's his 3rd.
Well, at this point, from the Admiral standpoint on offense, I think Hayes Massey has to take just about, between Hayes and Ryan Simmons, they should take every shot for the rest of the game.
Pass attempted to Ryan Simmons. Taken away, and here come the Saints. Sean Nixon. Kevin Boyd off the rim, no good on his three-point attempt. Brian Bond coming down with the rebound. Hayes Massey in the forecourt, stops short of the circle, puts it up, no good. And it's Jason Brown on the rebound, it drops. And he is fouled.
Well, three-point opportunity again down at the other end. One thing leads to another. I don't know if that was a good shot at the other end by the Saints. Long rebound leads to an offensive opportunity at the other end.
Foul is on Marcus Todd. His 2nd.
You know, up by 11, the Saints would have been much better suited if they would have, you know, taken 30 seconds off the clock. Here you've got a three-point opportunity. Ball game could be an 8-point ball game.
Jason Brown at the line. 53-44. Southview leading by 9. Off the front of the rim. Rebound, Hayes Massey. Good, 2. 53-46.
Wow, another
lead down to 7. Take away by the Admirals. Curry on the shot, no good. Ronaldo Collins on the rebound.
Let's see how the Saints handle this clock situation.
Here comes Collins down the lane, and a whistle.
You know, I'm sure Coach Al McConaughey is telling the Saints as he calls them over, guys, we've got enough points if we hold the ball and make some foul shots. No reason to take any chances. Of course, bailed out by the foul in that situation.
Two minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the ball game, and we have yet to have either team get into the bonus, both with 5 personal fouls.
Let's see if the Saints try to hold the ball. I think they should.
They have a 7-point advantage in this game, 53-46.
I'm not saying you hold it and don't shoot. If you get a layup, that's one thing, but I think you have to work the clock at this point.
Kevin Boyd, he's going to be hit with a charging call. Kevin Boyd with his 4th personal foul.
And one of the reasons that coaches like to save their timeouts is in that situation, if you're hung up, if you don't have a pass, take a timeout. Take the ball back out of bounds. No damage done.
Sanchez on the dribble, passes off to Bond, back to Sanchez, moves in the circle, back to Bond. Bond trying to get it into Simmons, picks it up. Simmons in the lane. He tries, can't do it, but the rebound stuck in by Montel Curry. And we have a full timeout on the floor with the score 53-48. Back right after this.
Sun Novelty, your headquarters for party supplies and educational materials. Sun Novelty has a complete supply of all your party needs, as well as educational materials for the classroom and for the home. And don't forget to check out Sun's great selection of graduation announcements. That's Sun Novelty, 728 Broadway in Lorain. Call them at 244-9521.
And a reminder that Adelphia, proudly serving the Lorain area for over 20 years, Adelphia is your link for everything. And by everything, we mean cable television, not to mention the best ever digital cable and long-distance telephone service. Of course, your link to the internet. That's Adelphia. 1 minute, 56 seconds remaining. And a takeaway, Hayes Massey, 2.
Wow.
The Admirals climb to within 3 points.
And take another timeout. The reason for
another timeout on the floor, and a chance for me to remind you just one last time, we have at TV20 the video on the Lighthouse. When we were out there doing the Lighthouse program for Focus, we have the tape along with a 20 by 24 poster of the Lighthouse. You can have both for $29.95. You can come over to the Charleston Center, located at 23rd and Pole Avenue on Lorain's west side, or call our producer-director, Joe Bach, at 282-8400, 282-8400. It'll make a great gift to yourself.
Ron, the reason for the timeout there is to give the defense an opportunity to set itself. That's the reason for the last 2 timeouts.
2 tall guys, a pass into Ronaldo Collins from Marcus Todd. Southview with the ball. They lead by 3. We're down to 1 minute and 40. Ronaldo Collins tried to go up with it, and a foul.
Well, that was a nice little adjustment there, wrinkle by Southview. They put Collins down at the other end of the floor, let him jump up and catch the inbounds pass. Nice adjustment.
Foul is on Ryan Simmons. That's his 3rd. Ronaldo Collins at the line. Collins missing the first.
All right, Collins for the year, averaging 11 a game and a 51% free throw shooter. 51%.
And a miss on the second. The rebound grabbed by Bryant Bond. Marquell Miller was in the way as Bond came down with that one. Hayes Massey, 3-pointer. Good.
What a game we have here.
We are tied 53-53.
What a game we have here, Ron. This is quite a comeback, down from 15.
And they finally put the 3 points on the scoreboard like they couldn't believe it. We have a timeout on the floor with 1 minute and 24 remaining. We're tied 53 all, back right after this.
My name is Maya and my cat's name is Millie and this is Billy. I love Billy.
Where did you get Millie?
On the shelter. Next time I'm going to get a dog. And my dog's name is going to be Snowball.
Where are you going to get Snowball?
At the shelter. They take very good care of animals at the shelter.
Well, the old term, this is a barn burner.
It sure is. This is great.
It couldn't be any more true than what we are experiencing right here at Lorain Southview High School. Ronaldo Collins looking for someone to pass to, hands it off to Marquel Miller.
Oh, minute left.
We're down to 1:04. Miller stopping in the circle, gets it out to Collins. Collins moves in the circle towards the lane, and he's going to be fouled.
Okay, that's going to put Collins at the line for a 1-and-1.
And the foul is on Bryant Bond, his second.
And remember, he just missed 2 and is shooting just 51% for the year, so if you're an Admirals fan, that was probably the man to foul.
Not this time.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a clutch free throw. This place is packed, everybody's screaming, and he just drained it.
If he makes this one, he'll go into double figures with 10 points. He's got 9. And he does.
56 seconds, Saints up by 2, 55-53.
Sanchez, 2!
Wow, great play there by Mike Sanchez.
Sanchez, with his second field goal in this game, had one back in the first quarter, got this one for 4 points.
36 seconds left. Coach McConaughey saying, hold the ball, let's play for the last shot.
Almost taken away by Simmons. And it's Smith going up. He's fouled.
That's not what Coach McConaughey wanted. He didn't want Leonard Smith to take that shot. He wanted that to be the last shot of the game. But still, Leonard bailed out by the foul.
Foul is on Michael Sanchez. That's his first. Leonard Smith to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Smith on the year, 4 for 8, 50%.
Missing on the first. 29 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Wow. This is the kind of game Joe Bach likes.
He's already predicting overtime. Making the second. Hayes Massey, three-pointer, no good. Southview on the rebound. Ronaldo Collins, ball taken away and a foul.
Well, that'll put Collins at the line for the 1-and-1. He just drained 2.
56-55, Southview leading by 1 with 15.8 seconds.
You know, Ron, I'm noticing even the police and the security people are into this game.
Oh, yeah, you can tell which police officers are for Southview and which ones
fans
for King.
Well, Collins again, 51%.
The foul was on Hayes Massey, his second.
If he makes both, Admirals can still tie it with a 3. Splits them, 2 ties it, and a 3 wins it.
This is the third meeting between these two teams. Admiral King won the first 2. In and out.
Wow.
Ryan Simmons on the rebound.
11
Here
seconds.
comes Sanchez, under 10 seconds. Sanchez to Massey.
5.
Massey on the dribble. Massey has the ball stripped away, and the Saints hold it. There is 0.2 of a second left. 0.2 of a second left. The Southview Saints leading by 1.
Wow, I'm sure the Admirals fans are going to think that Hayes was fouled on that last shot, and I'm sure the Saints fans are thinking that's a great defensive play. They're going to be talking about that one.
Coach Rossitano indicating to the officials that there should be some kind of a technical call. I don't know what his terminology or reason would be.
I think it may be for slamming the ball down at center floor. I'm just guessing again, Ron. But in celebration, I think it was Sean Nixon ran out, slammed the ball into the center of the floor. Again, that many times is a T. I'm not sure. Coach Rossitano calling the officials over for a little conference. I don't think they're going to change any call here.
Well, the Southview ball players are urging their fans to show the support. They've been doing it all night long.
I don't think there's going to be any change of call here.
Well, the point that Coach Rossitano was trying to make will not materialize. Instead, the Saints' Sean Nixon will go to the line to shoot 2. Since the Southview Saints now have the advantage of the double bonus.
Well, 0.2 of a second left. The experts in this situation say it's impossible to inbound the ball and shoot it.
And I would agree with that. In and out on the first foul shot.
They say at 0.7 you can catch and shoot. Once you get less than 0.7, it's just about impossible.
And successful on the second foul shot. That's the first point for Nixon in this second half. And with 0.2 of a second left, Coach Rossitano wants a timeout. With timeout on the floor, Southview leading by 2 points. We'll be back right after this.
There's this guy, always in my face, shouting at me. But I love him. My coach.
Be a coach. Inspire greatness. Special Olympics.
There's this guy.
Once again, a reminder about that Lorain Lighthouse poster. A 24 by 20 size poster and the video of the Lorain Lighthouse. You'll have a chance to see what it looks like on the inside, all 5 floors. And that's the end of the ball game. The long pass, 0.2 of a second, worn off. Anyway, you can secure the poster and the video for a cost of $29.95. Contact Joe Bach at TV20 282-8400. Or you can come to the Charleston Career Center at 23rd and Pole on Lorain's west side. Bob and I will be back to wrap it all up right after this timeout.
Do you have an innie or an outie?
Innie all the way, dude.
I have an innie.
I got one. Okay. This is really nasty, though. Okay. Would you guys rather eat like a maggot-filled pie or go to school completely naked?
Naked. Hey, you know what would be funny? I don't want to have someone like pierce their outie.
And you have the lead on the right. I'm going to get the lead on the right. Lights on. Left 9 now. Coming home. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. It's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.
Well, Bob, I said it just before the conclusion of this ball game. This is a barn burner, and no doubt that's exactly what it turned out to be.
It was a great game. In fact, both games tonight, Ron, were great. And if you think back to the history of broadcasting these doubleheaders, they've all been good games, and I think there's been a shared victory. One team has won the girls' game, and then the boys would, the other school would win the boys' game, which is really how this should go. I mean, it couldn't be better. 2 great games. Both schools walk away with a win. Everybody played hard. Everybody played well. Full house. Great.
And in case the fans that are watching are not aware, as you pointed out, the first time these 2 schools met over at the Shot Palace at Lorain Admiral King, the Southview girls were victorious. Here, the Lady Admirals were victorious. Over at the Shot Palace, the Admirals varsity team defeated Southview, also defeated them at the Elyria Holiday Tournament. So they came into this game 2-0, and Southview got its sweet revenge, if we can put it in that term.
It's very difficult to beat a good team 3 times in 1 year.
All right, let's look at how the scoring went. In the first quarter, the Southview Saints put in 14 points, while defensively really holding the Admirals down to only 4. So at the end of 1 period, they had a 10-point advantage. Then in the second quarter, the Saints dropped in 16 points, the Admirals only 11. Going into the locker room, the Saints had a 15-point advantage, 30-15. Then in the third quarter, Southview scored 19 points while the Admirals started to turn it up. They put in 20. So at the end of 3, a 14-point advantage for the Saints, 49-35. Then in the fourth and final quarter, here's where we got that barn burner. The Admirals held the Saints to just 8 points while they themselves put in 20, but it was not enough. The final score, 57-55. Let's look at how the scoring went for the Admirals. With 4 points, Michael Sanchez. Brian Bond had 4. Montel Curry with 4 points. Jason Brown with 3. Lavelle Morris scoring 5. Robert Walton with 2. In double figures for the Admirals, Ryan Simmons with 11. And tied for high point honors for the ball game, along with one of the Southview Saints we'll get to in a moment, Hayes Massey with 22 points. And Bob, Hayes only had 2 points in the first half, that coming in the first quarter, and then he dropped in a total of 20 points, and 4 of those came from 3-pointers, or 12.
That's typical Hayes. He's real streaky. When he gets on, he can be devastating, as he had the 20 points in the second half tonight.
For the Southview Saints, it was Sean Nixon with 8 points, 7 of those coming in the first half. Marquell Miller with 9, all in the first half. 2 3-pointers in the first quarter, 1 3-pointer in the second quarter. It was Kevin Boyd with 2 points. Leonard Smith scored 6. In double figures, Ronaldo Collins coming off the bench scored 10. And the high point man for the Saints tied with Hayes Massey for high game honors tonight, Marcus Todd. Todd with 8 points in the first half, and of course scoring so many on layups in the second half, getting the other 14 points. So that's how the scoring went, and a reminder, the girls game won by the Lady Admirals 53-49. Any closing thoughts on the game?
I can't wait until tomorrow night.
All right,
Let's
tomorrow
do it again.
night. Yes, TV20 will be back here at Lorain Southview High School on Saturday, January 26th. It's going to be my partner Bob Braskich along with Jay Ferguson doing the play-by-play, as they'll bring you 2 JV contests. The Lady Admirals and Lady Saints JVs, and the JVs from the King and Southview boys teams. We will be back, Bob and I, at the Shot Palace at Lorain Admiral King next week, Tuesday. That would be January 28th, when the Admirals play host to Holy Name High School. So until then, we certainly hope you enjoy the basketball. For my partner Bob Braskich, for our producer, director, and cameraman Joe Bach, I'm Ron Bacalard. Good night, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV20 WLCS.